I had never planned on home ownership. I just thought, especially in Vancouver, it was completely not possible.
So how do you pick the right real estate agent? My biggest advice would be,
can you go from a variable rate mortgage to a fixed or vice versa?
I was also on a reality show.
Don't tell them you were on a reality show. That does not help matters. They were like, boom, out the door.
Yeah.
We were able to put down on a mortgage of...
Hey everybody, my name is Todd Talbot, and we're here in gorgeous Burnaby Heights with Brendan and Suzanne. Now, this couple recently bought their first home with the advice and support of Vancity. Now, buying your first home can feel overwhelming, which is understandable, but today, we're about to hear how these first-time homebuyers navigated that journey and found their new home. Let's head inside.
Show business.
Showbiz.
Hi, I'm Brendan Tang, and I am 49 years old.
And I'm Suzanne Ward, and I'm 55. And we bought a home together.
oh yeah, yes. Hi, I'm Denise. I've been a Vancouver realtor here since 2010.
Do you want me to look at her or here? My name is Jan Michael Campen, and I am a mortgage development manager at Vancity Credit Union.
Hey,
Hey, Todd.
how you doing?
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Todd. Nice to
Yes,
see you.
nice to see
Welcome
you.
to our home.
I know, it's beautiful. It's got an incredible vibe as soon as you walk in.
So the crew arrived, and I never know how tall people are, but Todd's really tall.
And he looks so exfoliated that I don't know if we're exfoliated enough for TV.
No,
but
I don't think so. It's a good thing we're on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a spectacular space. I can't wait to see the rest of it, but you got so much natural light coming in, and there's tons of art in here as well.
Yep.
Some I know is yours.
Yeah.
Yep, some of it's mine and some of it's Suzanne's. I am a visual artist based here in Vancouver, and I also am a professor at Emily Carr University of Art and Design.
I am an interior decorator. I do residential interiors. It's really fun for me to have my own interior to now do.
You know, I look forward to seeing the rest of the space. First, how many square feet do you have here?
800 square feet, and
Nice.
we've got our own private deck as well. That's another 100 square feet.
We were able to put down $150,000 on a mortgage of $420,000.
Our mortgage is about $1,900, and then we have another $600 on top of that, which is our maintenance fee and our
Property
tax. That gets us up to what, $2,500?
Yeah.
Our basement suite, which was 500 square feet, one bedroom, we were renting that for
I think it was 26.
So the three things that Brendan and Suzanne did that helped them find their home was, number one, they were open-minded. They looked at leaseholds, co-ops, even freehold, and in the end, they found a co-op in an area that they loved. Number two, they always were looking. When somebody is looking for a home and you're always keeping an eye out, you're going to be able to find something that you're going to like. And number three is being realistic about what it is that you're looking for. You're not going to find the perfect home. Figure out what your top 3 to 5 non-negotiables are.
Should we check out the kitchen?
Sure.
Yeah, beauty. Compact.
Very compact.
Yeah.
This is our primary bedroom,
Nice.
and this is the office.
So I'd love to hear your backstory. Where did you meet? Have you been together a long time?
Yeah, forever.
Forever. Yeah. I didn't say how long does it feel like
it, yeah.
together.
We met at an artist talk.
It was actually my artist talk.
Yeah.
And my artist talk was that good. We started seeing each other shortly thereafter.
So let's talk about how this whole thing started. You had the bright idea of buying a place, but
Yeah.
sometimes that's motivated by something else in your life. So was there something that triggered the thought of buying?
I moved to Vancouver about 12 years ago, and I'd always owned properties or had owned properties. And so moving to Vancouver, I was just like, wow, I should buy a place.
Right.
So I had owned a home before in Nanaimo. What's interesting is not a lot of people know this, but it does lapse. If you had sold that place and a number of years go by, then you can still apply for the home buyer, first-time home buyers grants and whatnot again.
We had been making enough to pay a mortgage for years.
Right.
Certainly, we're good at saving. We're in a place to buy in any other market. But yeah, two self-employed creatives is like, yeah, next.
Well,
Sorry.
I think the thing is that people don't understand that all lenders aren't created equally. They're evaluating criteria differently.
Yeah.
So when you're working with somebody who's local, like Vancity, they have a much more kind of local community flavor to them. They understand what's going on in the community.
We definitely help all types of people in different types of industries that have income, from artists to commission to salespeople, all types of different people.
I started by going to Vancity and talking to their mortgage brokers, and
A mortgage is the amount of money that you have borrowed to buy a specific property, and that mortgage is broken down into payments that you pay every month for the length of the mortgage, anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 years.
I think it was like one of those moments where I was just like, oh, I've had a good year selling artwork. I was also on a reality show. And so I was just like, okay, they're going to give me
Don't
tons of
tell
money.
them you were on a reality show. That does not help matters. They were like, boot out the door.
Yeah. And so that was really good that they kind of took that into account. And I think you're right. I was like, they were very open to what we do and how we make money and how we make a living.
I deal with almost 50% people that are self-employed in some way, shape, or form, and the other 50% is salaried or hourly employee. So in terms of helping people that are in a self-employed situation, we definitely at Vancity do our best to help to work with you to achieve your goals.
So the qualification process for people can be a little overwhelming. How was that for you? Was there any kind of bumps in the road, or?
It was a little bit daunting, but it was fairly straightforward, like getting my tax returns from the previous year. Fortunately, I pay my taxes all the time regularly, so I had that information. Things that you have to provide to qualify for a mortgage are your latest tax returns, and then also sometimes they'll need the financial pay stubs or things like that from your full-time employment.
I think a lot of renters right now, especially in the the close market that it is, where it's like 0% occupancy or 0.1 or whatever it is, are looking at, is this an opportunity to look for a place to buy?
Yes.
And I think that the down payment is really that sticking point for a lot of people. At this stage of the game, did you identify how much down payment you had?
We had always been kind of saving, as we talked about.
Yeah, the irony is a lot of people think that creative types aren't necessarily good with money, when in fact, the opposite is generally true. Because we are self-employed, there's no safety net. You've got to create that safety net.
And we got approved for a more standard mortgage. And that was about $700,000. And so we got a real estate agent and we started looking around at things in our price range.
So how do you pick the right real estate agent? My biggest advice to you would be interview more than one agent, because this is one of your biggest financial decisions. So I always recommend to all my clients to at least speak to 3 to 4 different agents. Not only is it important to have a good vibe or energy with your realtor, but it's also important to know that they have the experience, the knowledge, and the advice to be able to guide you and navigate you through this journey.
Brendan had seen this property listed on MLS when he was real estate doom scrolling, and it had been on the market for probably 2 or 3 months at that point.
Yeah.
And then the three of us walked into here and we're like, okay, this is it. Okay. No, scrap the waiting. This is it. We're going to buy this. So make it happen.
Right.
Which is interesting because we didn't know what type of structure this was. It isn't your regular apartment with the strata and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
It's a housing corporation.
Right.
And so we had to do a little bit of research in terms of what that was and how it's set up and how it affects the cost of it, which was really accessible for us.
Right.
Our building is a corporation, which is a form of co-op housing. The whole building itself is, in this case, a corporation. So each person who buys into this board is buying shares in the corporation, and with those shares come a lease on a property. So it is a standard mortgage, but you really have to find somebody who understands that type of mortgage to work with you to make it happen.
It's interesting that you bring this up. A lot of people think that there's only one ownership type. There's freehold, whether it's strata or non-strata.
Yeah.
But there are other options, and they come at different price tags, and there's different pros and cons with all these different ownership styles.
So there's different types of ownerships here in Vancouver, and the first one is freehold strata. What this means is you own a certain percentage of the land, and typically this is about 85% of the buildings here in Vancouver. The second is leasehold. Think of it as leasing a car. So when you're leasing the land, typically it's owned by, let's say, for example, a university like Simon Fraser University or UBC, or even the city. And the third one is co-op. And this type of ownership is owning shares in the building. It's kind of like owning shares in a company.
Yeah, it's got a lower price point, but with this co-op, you need 30% down.
Right.
And that's one of the prerequisites to get in. That's where saving really helped us out.
Right.
Because we were able to access this low price point because we had that 30% down payment.
And what you're going to find with leasehold and co-ops is typically they're more affordable than freehold. And when I say more affordable, a lot of times they're either half the price, if not less than half the price. So that's why with Brendan and Suzanne, they were able to find a home in an area that they like that was much more affordable, because with co-ops, they don't generally tend to appreciate as much in value compared to a freehold property.
With the cost of the mortgage that we got, we are actually paying less now, paying a mortgage than we were paying rent.
What type of mortgage did you choose? Did you have options? Variable, fixed?
Did we get a variable?
I have no idea.
Come to think of it, I don't know.
It's so funny.
I think that these conversations are definitely best saved for the individual and the individual scenario, and talking with your specialist to make sure that you're going into a product that you are comfortable with. And what options do you have at the end of the day if you change your mind?
I think I've been a renter so long that home ownership to me was kind of one of those pie in the sky things that I didn't even imagine was possible.
I love your space. Thanks for sharing your story. I'm curious how long you think you're going to be staying here. Is this forever or?
My plan, Brendan's on board with it, whether he knows or not. My plan is to have our friends move into this building. So as each suite comes up, I want to personally select a bevy of beauties to be poolside with me in my old age.
Okay, put my name on the list.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's a fantastic idea. Curate your neighbors.
Absolutely.
Your little community.
Yeah.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
Are there any other components other than the mortgage that you were surprised by or you would suggest people be aware of?
Even if you might not buy a standalone home, save up your money for something that you haven't even imagined yet. Yeah. Because maybe you and 10 other friends, start up a housing corporation and live there happily ever after.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great advice. Well, thanks for sharing your story and opening your house to me.
Absolutely.
And everyone else
Absolutely.
watching. It's a cool space. I live 7 minutes away, so games
Come
night.
over for pool parties.
Yeah, pool parties. I love that pool out there.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
awesome.
great.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Pleasure.
Okay,
Thank you so
see ya.
much.
Take care, Todd.
That's a wrap on our visit with Brendan and Suzanne. They are so fantastic, and their place is so great. And they had so many great ideas on how you can get started. Now, it's clearly all about teamwork, finding the right financial partner like Vancity that sees people differently because everyone has a different situation. And of course, thinking outside the box to get you where you want to go.